Vice President Kamala Harris. She never disappoints. You know, folks, President Biden often leaves audiences befuddled by his less than erudite remarks, or he just simply takes a flamethrower to the English language. But it's the vice president's penchant for effusively and passionately articulating the patently obvious or the totally irrelevant that has made her, well, the dancing Elaine Bennis of American politics. Sure, who doesn't love a yellow school bus? And yes, Russia is a big country that invaded a smaller country. AI is indeed 2 letters, and it is kind of fancy. And maybe culture truly is, as she claimed, quote, a reflection of joy because you know it comes in the morning. I don't know what that means. But Ms. Harris' most recent of many trips to the word salad bar has been particularly illuminating. She said in remarks at a Maryland college recently, quote, when we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air. The White House was quick to say that Ms. Harris meant pollution, not population. Psychiatrists believe that what we call Freudian slips are indeed real, and they signal genuine beliefs and intentions. One would think this is especially true when a politician utters them. The Democratic Party, as we know, is the party of welfare, big government, and the surveillance state. But the more you think about it, perhaps it's also the party of population control. It's not a stretch to see how the left may be depressing population through a variety of means. Democrats have long been champions of abortion, for instance. They've recently doubled down on the practice. They have jettisoned safe, rare, and legal for taxpayer-funded, late-term, and on-demand. It's estimated that some 60 million Americans have been lost to the practice, including more than 20 million black children. Democrats have been donning their tutus recently for the transgender industry that seems to be tailor-made for a population control agenda. Normalization of the mental illness is leading to more Americans, including children, taking measures to sterilize themselves. Democrats, for their part, from the president all the way on down, have fully embraced this trend that will permanently render countless Americans barren and childless. Democrats' big government spending and higher taxation continue to drive up the cost of living. That financial pressure and instability means couples who marry today are having fewer children. I'm sure that you've had somebody in your life tell you, yeah, we're not having as many kids because we just simply believe we can't afford it. Fertility rates have plummeted since 2007, with the U.S. producing 9.6 million less children between then and now. Economic obstacles driven largely by the left's policies are often to blame for those families having fewer kids. Younger people today are having a hard time finding affordable housing that is comparable to the homes in which they were raised. That's thanks to carrying more student loan debt and higher property tax rates in blue states, driven by Democrat Party-aligned teachers' unions and the higher education cabal. 40% of children are being born out of wedlock these days, which may be great for government bureaucrats who love shoving people into welfare programs, but it's definitely bad for the growth of stable families. The data on the negative mental health and societal impacts of screen time and social media and online pornography is very clear, yet Democrats backed by big tech titans aren't concerned about those issues at all. Dating and marriage among young people is down. Depression, suicide, and drug use are up. Today, nearly half of teens believe that their lives lack value. New data has found that 63% of men under the age of 30 are electively single. Half aren't even looking for a relationship. They're getting their needs from internet porn or sucked into social media as a significant driver of those staggering numbers. Leftist tech baron Mark Zuckerberg, also another major backer of the Democratic Party and its policies, is now pushing virtual reality through his metaverse, which will not only serve as a propaganda vehicle for the left, but also create new barriers to the genuine interpersonal relationships that lead to procreation. Then there's the Democrats' new fat is fabulous mantra. Fat isn't fabulous, folks. Obesity is a national crisis that leads to diabetes, heart disease, and a range of other ailments, including fertility problems. Drug legalization, which is also contributing to spikes in mental and physical health issues, has been championed largely by Democrat elected officials. Drug use, including marijuana or THC, has been linked to issues with infertility, including increasing estrogen and lowering testosterone. Democrat governors are now championing the expansion of drug legalization to include psychedelics. That's right, LSD and magic mushrooms for everyone. Of course, Democrats' climate change hysteria is now used as a pretext for regulating every aspect of our lives, science and consequences be damned. After all, this is all supposedly for the good of the children. So, folks, maybe sometimes, it's worth listening to our often incomprehensible vice president. She just might say something worthwhile, even if she really didn't mean to.